Kindness matters and friendship counts.
This is the Stop Bullying with Toley Ranz podcast series coming to you live from Sedona, Arizona, with your host, Anka Adewolf. Hello and welcome to yet another podcast in our series. This podcast was created to give you, the parents, teachers, and grandparents, help in raising emotionally healthy children who are able to ward off bullying. In the past weeks, I spoke about the many faces of abuse and bullying. Today, we say bullying is abuse. Prevent it. Almost on a daily basis, I see the lasting impact of bullying because as a life coach, I have many, countless adults coming and talking to me about their childhood experiences of bullying and abuse, lasting impact, haven't been able to deal with it and shed it until adulthood. So believe me, as a life coach, I know how difficult it is. So we can prevent this for our children. And it truly does not matter whether it's bullying at school or at home, or even witnessing a traumatic happening. It is life-altering. And so prevented from the happening, you can do that now. And during difficult and trying times, as we're going through now during this period of the virus, it is even more important than ever before that we're helping our children to survive this time emotionally healthy. Please be aware of that your kids are experiencing emotional upheavals now during the coronavirus times, especially the younger ones who cannot make sense of what adults say and express. Nor do they know what to do with this TV sounds or riots, foul language in the reports, but they do know how to react to your energies, connotations in your voice, body language, and they react to all of it, sometimes quietly, and it scares the little ones. It leaves an unerasable mark in their soul. So how are we able to prevent the results of bullying? Actually, it's pretty simple. We prevent by being extremely aware what we say and express in the presence of our children at the moment. During the stuck-at-home time, it's even more challenging, I know. Then the next step is, or together, we need to build inner strength, self-esteem, the self-value in your children. And that starts when they're born, by being gentle and kind and respectful. And also considering how children might feel, not what we want them to feel. At the age about 3, just before kindergarten, you might want to look to Toley Ranz. Toley Ranz, the character I have created that truly, truly helps. It assists you in conveying the values to your child in need. You know how it is sometimes we need a third person because kids won't listen to the parents? So use Toley Ranz as the third entity, having this very confidential relationship. And a child might speak to a character, a plush toy, much easier than to you, the parent. I experienced it, and I'm pretty sure you have to. So go to www.toleyranz.com. Toley Ranz we spell Toleyranz. We all know that prevention begins at home by being alert. These days especially, which are very impressionable and challenging to kids. And when we don't react, that makes them feel good. They get it when we're upset. So when children overhear TV reports or how you talk to each other, spiked with negative connotations, then children react. Sometimes they be quiet, crawl in a corner, hide in their room, or have different eating habits, clinging to you. All of those signs are signs of abuse. And please know that these times of challenge during the COVID-19 stuck at home period, it is abuse to a child's soul. So protect your kids from it. Embrace civility, gentleness, mindfulness, and shower them with love and embraces and closeness. I know you do that anyway. But now your kids need it more than ever before. And again, I created Toley Ranz to provide guidance, to help you with new ideas. Because I know you are too busy to attend a parenting class, or well, sometimes we don't even want to anymore because of life. Exactly. So look at Toley Ranz. Toley Ranz is your answer. By the way, do you remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? Yes, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Excuse me. My gosh, we all watched it. I did together with my children. The kindness, the gentleness, and how much did kids learn from that? The voices were soft and quiet and gentle. Children learned better when they feel protected, not when the loud demands shock them. So your voices, the energy, the reports, other adults, all of that can, in challenging times, influence a child that a child experiences abuse. So 50 years later, after Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, it is Toley Ranz that brings these life-shaping qualities, as I said, kindness, gentleness, self-belief, and so much more into your child's focus. That's why today I am emphasizing that bullying is abuse. That's why it is important that we take preventive measures and actions. And sometimes these measures and actions ought to become habits. We parents and grandparents need to learn, embrace, and use. So let me just share with you a little bit about those 13 on the list of suggestions how to begin to embrace your children more during this challenging time. Number 1 is aiming for 12 hugs a day. Number 2, play with them like a child. 3, turn off TV or any technology when you're interacting with your child, or even have dinner. Connect before a transition, meaning use a phrase. Make time for one-on-one time. Welcome emotions, meaning welcome them that when they need to cry or pout or any emotion, find out where it comes from. Listen and emphasize. Listen and hear what your child tells you. And sometimes the one you don't hear them expressed. Slow down and savor the moment. It'll never come back. And bedtime ought to be a snuggle and chat. You know that 2 minutes is enough. I don't think I need to explain, but bedtime just before they go to bed. Now, mind you, I am talking children 3, 4 to about 8. Those are our babies. They need to feel the security, the life without fear when they go to sleep. And number 10, show up, meaning when you are with them, be there 100%. Those are the 10 I accumulated for a book you can download on our website. I'll give you the information at the end of the podcast, okay? In this moment, I like to talk about number 6 and 7, welcoming emotions and listening and emphasizing. Okay, here's number 6. Welcome emotions. Yes, it's sometimes inconvenient, but when your child needs to express emotions, we as the adult, the parent, the grandparent, even the teacher, although a teacher doesn't have that much time within an hour, we have to pay attention because the child needs to express emotions. If he or she is not allowed to, those emotions will drive the behavior. Besides that point, it is a big opportunity to help your child heal those upsets. You're listening, healing, that will bring both of you closer. I know that sometimes it's most difficult to summon up all your compassion, but again, don't let the anger trigger you. Welcome the tears and fears that always hide behind the anger. Been there, done that. As a single mom, I know that when we're angry, that afterwards we cry because we let it out or we showed it's not right. Afterwards we know. So we need to learn to hold it and be on top of our anger or upsetness. So I urge you, reach out for help. I'm here. I'm always here for you. To call on me, I will talk to you. And for the children, let Toley Ranz help and reach your child's soul and heart. Let Toley Ranz be your partner in bringing children out of fear, bringing children into gentleness and kindness and self-esteem. You see, Toley Ranz says, psst, psst, I believe in you. It's all right to cry. Remember that you, the parent or grandparent, are the one who give trust enough that the kids can cry. Sometimes you need to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and let your child cry and listen to what your child is not telling you. And you yourself, you breathe your way through it. I know you can do that. Just acknowledge all those feelings and offer understanding of the pain. That, by the way, creates safety. So your child can move through those emotions and back into self-connection. Afterwards, kids feel more relaxed and joyful, cooperative, and even closer to you. You know, it is really hard. I know, really, really hard. Believe me, I know. Regulating our own emotions in the face of our child's upset emotions is one of the hardest parts of parenting. But that doesn't mean we're excused from trying. Is that right? So, here is the number 7 in the long list of suggestions. Number 7 means listen and emphasize. Let me emphasize. Toley Ranz says, psst, psst, listen to yourself and your inner voice of wrong and right. A deep, profound, and healthy connection with your child starts with listening. Listen and hear what they tell you or not tell you. Sometimes a real silent hug opens up more energy within your child and you, because the physical connection with your child is super important for the child to feel safe. And then again, sometimes you want to need to bite your tongue, except to say, wow, I see. Really? How was that for you? Tell me more. Can you share? How did you react? And how did the other kids react? How? Oh my, that must have felt like, tell me, how did you feel? Can you share? Thank you. Those are just a few reactions you can bring into the connection, into the conversation with your child. One habit I urge you to truly, truly learn and know and use is the habit of seeing things with the child's perspective. See it from their side. It will ensure that you treat your precious one with respect. And you can look for a win-win solution when you understand, when you hear what your child is going through. Yes, I grant you it's sometimes challenging. And sometimes we don't have the time. But believe me, you do have the time, because it is a win-win solution. Many times it will help you to see the reasons for their behavior. And that again will help you regulate your own emotions. So when your buttons get pushed and you find yourself in fight or flight mode, smile, take a deep breath. Because then your child doesn't look so much like the enemy. Of course, it doesn't ever, but the feelings are the enemy. It's you who is the one who needs to go farther than expected. Be the rock your child needs you to be. I promise you'll never, ever will regret it. So that brings me to a brief announcement. I have created a webinar with free, my goodness, it's a free webinar. Zoom Masterclass Training for Parents. grandparents and teachers to learn the detailed approach how we stop bullying with Toley Ranz. It's going to be presented on Zoom every Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the Zoom ID is 861-8505. 4684. I will announce it one more time. Zoom ID 861-8505. 4684. Each Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join for free and learn about how to get through these tasking times with a free masterclass training. I will share with you the 3 fundamental secrets of the Toley Ranz Stop Bullying program and the details on how to survive Corona without bullying effects on your kids. Therefore, it's all about how to raise emotionally strong kids so they can learn to stand up to bullying themselves. And since you are a podcast VIP listener, go ahead and join the training program for free. It's very important that we learn who Toley Ranz is, what its job is, and why your child needs Toley Ranz to live fear-free. Wouldn't that be a relief to your soul? Well, and additionally, you will discover the essential implementation details for the training program, and you take an exclusive peek into the materials and the books and games and so much more that make the Toley Ranz Stop Bullying project so powerful. All I can say is invest in your children. I'm talking time. A little time every day. You know, if you have any questions or need me, please do send me an email to info@toleyranz.com. Our next week's podcast will cover yet another edition of How to Prevent, but we're going more into the emotional and social skills awareness. How do we go about emotional and socially healthy children so they can live bully-free? Or I want to rephrase that. They can live with the inner power of self-esteem to ward off bullying. At the same time, if you have a child you suspect being a bully, this program will help you. So visit us at www.toleyranz.com. We've come to the end of yet another podcast in the Toley Ranz Stop Bullying series. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me. I am signing off till next week with a heartfelt aho.